All right, so it is our first day of art and time to talk about art class here at CV Star. By the way, again, Mrs. Michelini, I'll say it a million times for those of you who are new and need to get to know me, and for those of you who might have forgotten because it's been a little while since we saw each other. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about art here at CV Star. In general, we meet once a week for 45 minutes. Obviously, this year is a little bit different with the cohorts, so I really will only see you in class once every 2 weeks. And each grade level does different projects, but we will be talking a lot about the elements of art and principles of design while learning about concepts and materials in class. You will definitely have assigned seats, and we can use our time best if you come in and sit at those seats each week. We're going to go over like specific protocols and things like that because they're a lot different this year, kind of separately from this, but know that sitting in your assigned seat is something that's going to have to be done and something that we're going to have to follow pretty strictly. As far as art projects go, they are a little bit long-term, they differ from grade level, and we will kind of adjust and pivot as we need to. We will always have some sort of introduction and practice. That way you can kind of get comfortable before starting the project. I like to use the design method and allow you some brainstorming and planning because that's crucial to you being able to come up with your own idea and use your creativity. And then we will work at our own pace to create work that deals with our essential topic. I'm going to share out a link later with you from the STEAM Expo and Art Show from last year, just so you get a little idea of some of the things that we could possibly do here. And it will change constantly, but at least it gives you an idea of the approach that we are taking and the level of art making that we will do here. So again, I'm your art teacher. This is my 13th year here at CV Star, and I'm so excited to get started. Today we're going to go over the classroom rules because no matter what, those are the rules that we kind of always go back to. So we call them the B rules because they all start with B, and I really have this thing for little bumblebees. They're just so cute. So listen up. The first rule is to be respectful. This one's the most important one. It kind of encompasses everything together. I need you to respect your teachers. That's me. When I'm talking or when I'm showing a video or when you're watching a video, I usually have something important to say, so I need you to listen. I also need you to respect your peers. That's each other, our classmates. It's very important, especially because we sit in kind of a shared space and we're all working on something personal to us in our artwork, so we need to be respectful of each other. Respect yourself. You should always do that. This kind of goes along with like really putting in the effort. Respect yourself in that you're working hard on something, so you should put your best foot forward. And if you make a mistake in your eyes, please don't crumple it up and throw it out and ask if you can start over, because there's no way for us to learn from that. Show me, tell me what's happening, and let's see if we can work through it or start over, but with a new kind of approach to it based on what went wrong the first time. This is really where learning kind of occurs. Respect the materials. That's the stuff that we are using. We'll use a lot of different materials, but I need you to be respectful of them because we don't have a lot of them and we need to use them properly so that they don't get ruined. Respect the classroom, absolutely. I like to keep my classroom really neat. Everything has a spot. I try to be super organized, so I need you to kind of help me with that. And finally, respect the school. This means if you're taking something with you, it is not used elsewhere in the school. We respect the artwork that's hanging in the school and kind of everything that goes along with that. The second rule is to be responsible. This one kind of piggybacks right on the first one, which is sitting in our assigned seats, taking care of our artwork and materials, and cleaning up after ourselves. We will make messes, and it's our responsibility to clean up after ourselves when we're done. Again, this year we might be doing a little bit more cleaning than we have in years past, especially with the new protocols. So this one's going to be pretty important, and I need your help to kind of facilitate that moving forward because I have so many students. So if everyone pitches in, it makes for a little bit of an easier time for all. The third rule is to be safe. This one's really important. We are going to use things that are different or things that maybe you've used before but in a new way. And so listening carefully to all directions and following them becomes really something that we need to do. And using our materials properly so that no one gets hurt. You know, I always say the only injury allowed in art class is like a paper cut. But other than that, as long as we're following the directions, it should be something that we're always safe. The fourth rule is to be positive. This one's important to me. I recognize that when we're in art class and we're making something, we're kind of opening ourselves up and being vulnerable and trying something new, and it's definitely something that takes a lot of practice. So I just want everyone to feel comfortable taking that risk and trying something. So when talking about artwork, I need you all to focus on the positives. There's a very old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And that one definitely applies here. Everyone is learning. No one is a famous artist yet, maybe. But in order to try new things, we need to know that we're going to be supportive along the way. So I really need everyone in here to be as positive as they can be when talking about your artwork, and especially when talking about other people's artwork, so that we all feel comfortable and safe in this space trying new things. Our final rule is to be creative. This is what we're here to do. Art is individual and it's about using our imagination. So all I'm really looking for is for you to give every project your all, put in the effort, use your imagination, be enthusiastic. I know I always am. So I can't wait to see what you create this year and what kind of creativity kind of sparks from the projects that we do. As far as grading goes, I grade every project on the 4 C's, which are composition, craftsmanship, criteria, and creativity. So creativity, like we just talked about, is your personal take on something. Craftsmanship is your level of effort, the neatness, kind of trying to make it the best that you can, and understanding that the end product that you're kind of putting out there should be presentable in a certain way. Criteria means like whatever the rules are or the directions of a project, you're following the rules. So if I ask you to make a painting with just the primary colors, then you would use only red, yellow, and blue. If you made a painting with every color in the entire rainbow, but the criteria was to use only primary colors, then that wouldn't be exactly following the criteria for that project, if that makes sense. And composition is how you use your space. So if I give you a large piece of paper and you draw a tiny smiley face in one corner, you're really not using your space. You're really not creating a successful composition. So you want to kind of think about the space and balance it out, and you'll learn more about that as we kind of discuss the principles of design and things, but that's the general idea. You're also graded every day on your behavior and effort, so just keep that in mind. I'm looking for some participation, and I'm looking for a little bit of effort from you as the artist. Other things that we can probably talk about is the cleanup contest, the noise level chart, and the classroom layout. Time is always of the essence. We don't have a lot of time together, and this year even less. So when it is time to clean up, listening to the directions and following them and cleaning up that is kind of based on that will give your class a better score. And we will be keeping track of those scores for the whole year, and the winning team for each grade level for the cleanup contest will get prizes and a party and things like that. So it's a little incentive to do the right thing and to be responsible. Noise level, we have a chart in the room. We want to keep our noise at a low level so other people can work, and so that we're not distracted, and so that if I do need to speak to you, you can hear me and know that I'm getting ready to say something to the group. So I will give you warnings, and unfortunately, if it gets too loud and continues to be loud, strikes against us, and that will kind of reflect your score in your cleanup contest, so they're all kind of related. And last but not least is our classroom layout. The assigned seats play a role in this, where our supplies go, how our supplies are collected. I will explain this each week, dependent on what project we do. But as you can see from looking around the room, things are color-coded, things are labeled, and everything will have its space based on what we are doing. So always pay attention to that and kind of be aware of that. So it's now your turn to give me your first impression of you as an artist this year and get started. So please listen to directions as we kind of approach our first day. Thanks so much.